All right, guys, how's it going? This is Robert with RJM Trading. You will probably ask this question: why am I doing a Gusto review? Gusto is a payroll provider, payroll program provider. But the reason I want to do this, there's actually a few reasons, but the main one is that if you are a trader, um, you may want to consider paying yourself a salary, whether it's in a through LLC, um, or an S corp. Um, you can utilize this program to basically manage your payroll. But on a side note, also I have other businesses than just trading, and in my other business I employ about 20 employees, and using Gasto for payroll services has been just fantastic. Um, One other reason I decided I've been dragging to make this video for a while, but right now is December, and a lot of people are thinking about starting a business, and they are considering using um, or needing to use a payroll provider software program. So I decided to do a recommendation and a review of Gasto. I've used other ones, and well, I tried to use other ones, and they were not the most the friendliest to use, and just clunky, and not as user friendly as Gasto. As Gasto is super robust. As I will walk you through this demo account, you will see how clearly it is all laid out, and how nicely it can work. One other advantage of signing up right now is they have an offer to give you $200 right now, as I am reading, $200 for joining and signing up with Gasto and running your first payroll. So that's a pretty good deal. Um, I get a little bit of a reward from them as well for recommending um, their services. So you can help yourself out, and you can help me out as well. What else? Before I start going, yeah. Oh, also like and subscribe. As you can tell, I am not a much of a YouTube video creator, but I decided to make this video. If you use my channel, it's probably for scanning stocks. But maybe I'll do more videos soon. So here we are. Let's go. If you can see on the screen, this is the main dashboard. If you were to sign up with Gasta to run your payroll for your employees. Now on the left hand side, you have a panel with different tabs that they're pretty self-explanatory, but that's where you would be going to fulfill your payroll and other tasks. In the main panel, you have a kind of a things to do that are kind of due on the go at the moment, and then on the right hand side there's a panel of kind of like tips and reminders and whatnot. But let's start with the left panel. You can see at the top here, there's still discussion about COVID, even though we're at the end of the pandemic here. But if you go there, you will see that Gusta will offer you any sort of assistance that potentially caused your business to suffer during the pandemic. Whether was it the PPP forgiveness program, or any other deferred employee taxes and other benefits that are available through the government. They are really good at taking care of you, and processing your applications and whatnot. They actually helped me use the PPP program for my other business. Now, if you go to the tab with people, um, you will see um, first item is team members. Over here, you will see all of your employees, you know, their names, which department you place them in, the job titles, and the type of employee, whether it's just you know a W-2 or a 1099 contractor. Um, in the main panel, you can see active team members. You can also see individuals that are currently being onboarded. You can have also candidates and dismissed team members. That's really cool because people come and go. Um, hold on just a second. Sorry about that. Dogs started going crazy. What I was saying was there's a dismissed tab, this dismissed team employees and members tab, which is super helpful because when people come and go, you still have access to their past, their history, while being at your company. Now, next thing is the organizational chart, which is a cool feature. Not everybody needs to use this, obviously, but depending how big your company is, it will nicely show who falls under who and who's in charge of whom, and blah blah blah. So useful stuff. Next, hiring tools. This is really nice. Hiring employees using Gusto is extremely sweet. Everything is done on a computer. You basically all you need is your employee name or the potential employee name and email, and they basically self onboard themselves. You just send it to them. But you can do all the depending what kind of business you run and how deep you need to go into investigating every candidate. You can do background checks. You can send offer letters. There's other documents, onboarding checklists, and you can track the applicants in your system as well. And then there's a tab showing your recruiting process as well. How far are your candidates. Next on the list is team insights. I don't use that very much, but depending on how big your company is and how many kind of voting on what's going on with your company, whether they're happy or not, whether they agree with things or not, and stuff like that. I never use this feature, but it's there if you're interested. Next up is performance. Here, it's really cool. It's one of those features that if you have, let's say, 100 employees, and it's a big company, and you have this formal process of doing reviews and and performance for your employees. This is a really cool feature. We can have your employees do their own self review, then you review them here. You can set the goals. You can track the goals. You can also provide a real-time feedback for them as well. It's really sweet. And then it also has the feature to provide any sort of learning experience for your employees and yourself, including subjects such as harassment prevention for employees, for managers, and whatnot. There's tabs for legal advice. They provide a lot of good stuff. That would be it. Next tab is with regards to your company. And in company details, that's where you basically drop all of your locations if you have physical locations, or if you have just mailing address and whatnot, depending on the business you do. Connect your bank account, and you establish the company's signatory, which for most people, small businesses, would be usually the owner. Next, in the documents section, that's where you will have all the docs pertaining to your team, your company, and that will include like I-9 forms, W-4 forms, and whatnot. employee handbook if you need that. If if you're hiring people that will require an NDA, they have templates. You can see here on the screen that um, all the basic forms that you and your business may require to get going with employees, with state registrations and whatnot, is here. So that's super handy. Everything in one place. And then they will also provide you a variety of recommendations, whether this is a compliance, such as the one of them is like harassment prevention training, for example, in finance and taxes. They will be providing, depending where your business is located, they will have some recommendations for you. If your business is eligible for tax credits, they will have a hint for you to take advantage of that. And so you will see that here. Next, the best thing is running the actual payroll. This is really cool. This is so easy. So depending what you do, and how many employees you have and what they do, let's say your employees have always fixed number of hours. They're not really tracking their time, or it really depends what you do, but you can set up your payroll on autopilot if it's always fixed. So you set it up once and it runs for you weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, whatever your cycle is. But if you do payroll like I do for my other business, I have hourly employees. When they drop their hours in, then I just run a payroll. And when you run a payroll, you can have employees keep their hours within Gusto on their phone, on their computer. Super straightforward. With my other business, I actually use T-sheets for timekeeping, because I had that before I jumped on Gusto. But the great thing is that Gusto offers a lot of integrations. So T-sheets integrates with Gusto beautifully, and so employees can keep their time, tracking their time in T-sheets, and then I just export it into Gusto. So when I roll with the payroll, just like you see it on the screen here, each employee will have their hours already in here, and I can add a bonus. I can add cash tips if it's applicable. I can reimburse them for mileage or whatever they're doing, and then we select either a direct deposit or a check. And then you just go save and continue. You go ahead and do that. Takes you to another screen where you have a time off screen, and if people are accruing PTO or sick hours, and they are trying to use it for this cycle, that's where it's gonna reflect. Next, you go save and continue again. This will prepare you a preview of your total payroll. And as you can see on the screen, it tells you exactly what the total amount is, how much it will be debited from your account, when it's going to run, and when it's going to hit employees' accounts. You see the gross pay, all the reimbursements, company taxes, company benefits if you offer those, and then you hit just submit payroll. And that is pretty much it. You're done. And this is just another summary. You can export it to Excel if you want to do some analysis later or whatever. They provide all the reporting. Next thing is paying contractors. The feature is there. I haven't had a chance to use this. I don't have that need, but it's here, so it's great. They also offer paying bills. So if you have vendors that you systematically pay on a regular basis, you set it up here, and it's set it and forget it. If it works for you, it's great. If it doesn't, you can do it yourself. But the feature is here. It's great to have it. This feature with expenses is really cool. Employees may do some of the purchasing for you, or they use their own cars for deliveries, and they will be submitting receipts for expenses. It's all done nicely online. They just submit it here. You go and review, approve or reject, and then you see, approved, rejected, and paid, all nicely cataloged in here. In Payroll History tab, you will see all the payrolls you've ran, which is great. Sometimes you have to go back and take a look at something, and it's at the tip of your hand. So that's a great feature. It also shows all the contractor payments if you have those. International contractors apparently you can use as well, and then benefits correction history if you offer benefits. In payroll settings, you see how the payroll operates. For the direct deposits, it really depends how many employees you have, and the size of your payroll. You can have a 2-day, 4-day, or an instant option depending on what level at Gusto you sign up at. Next thing is time tools, time off, and time tracking. Like I mentioned before, the feature is here. It's great. I personally have not used it just because my employees are using T-Sheets. But have I not been using T-Sheets before Gusto, I would have likely just used this, because this is kind of cool. Not only you can time track and see your employees time tracking, but you can assign projects, and you can dictate how much time people will be spending on specific projects. So that's really cool. It also has an option with a geolocation. So if you have employees that are doing driving and whatnot, you can see the routes probably. Gusto offers facilitates benefits, which is really cool. We started doing that 2 years ago, and it's been wonderful. First of all, they for the first time they were able to help us out with finding something that's affordable for small business. Unlike having hundreds of employees, we only have 20. At that time, we even had less. That's why it was never really worth for us to offer benefits, because it was just not a good deal. But this year and last year, we found that what Gusto was offering and whoever they were partnering with, it made sense for us to offer benefits to our employees. So we are offering 401ks, we are offering health benefits. Employees are loving it, and you can do it all here. Super straightforward. Everything pretty much on a couple of pages here. For medical, dental, vision, you can offer health, FSA, dependent care, commuter, HSAs, a variety of options for benefits here. Life insurance, company car, blah blah blah. Super straightforward setup. You can't beat that. So that's recommend that. In terms of tax and compliance, Gusto is awesome. Gusto does all the filings for you on quarterly and annual basis. It's remarkable. You don't have to worry about anything. Once you set your company during the initial onboarding, then your quarterly filings with the feds and states are done automatically. I've been with Gusto for many years, over 5 years, probably 7 years. Never had a problem with the tax filing. Never even had to think about it. They will, at the end of the year, they will just send you a notification that to take a look at a couple of forms, and it's done. It all creates all that W-2s for your employees automatically, so they can just log into their accounts, grab it, done. Um, Super straightforward. Love this setup. In this tax setup, yeah, you will select whether you are a C corp, S corp, just a regular LLC, whether you're paying monthly or quarterly. You drop in your federal filing form. 941 is like the most common one. I am an S corp, so that would be yes here. And then based on where you are set up, I am not in Cali. This is a demo account, but you will drop your tax rates here as well, depending which state you are in. And in terms of tax documents, they will all be here: federal, state. You will see them historically. W-2s for employees, 1099s for contract if you have any. And in the state compliant tab, your Gaster will be always reminding you, um, what tasks need to be completed. And you will see that, this and that needs to be done. Usually it's always, typically it's just all in electronic form. So you just take a look at them, you sign them, you review them, and they file. So it's all great. For just um, look at employee details, look at how much you pay in taxes. It's all here. These reports are already predetermined, but you can also build a custom report the way you want. So I would just encourage to go over and see how you can if you can just drill down to the exact thing that you're looking for and create your own. Next thing, this because this is you super robot of these other applications at your company already. They have this great option to integrate it. Your guys' T-sheets, and I am also using, for my book programs, they talk to each other, and that is super handy. But could make it any easier. Highly recommend that. Next tab is settings. In your that's where you're gonna see your profile as a either a manager or business owner. All this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. You can set up some sort of notifications if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So let's say somebody has forgotten to to put their time in, you can get notified and stuff like that. You can customize it, pretty nice and flexible here as well. Permissions. For permissions, it's a good feature here because depending how big your company is, you may have managers, you may have administrators that you would want to have access to specific features. So it wouldn't be just you. You can designate people to do specific jobs within Gusto. So that's great. Plan and billing. This will tell you exactly which plan you signed up for, how much it costs you per person, and how many employees you have, how many contractors you have. You can see all the invoices if you go to here. Obviously, in this demo account there aren't any, but that's where you find yours. Gusto, as I mentioned earlier, has a pretty good referral program. This actually, they pay affiliates $300, but the person that or a business that signs up using that link, they get normally $100, but right now this demo is not updated, but right now you are if you sign up, you're gonna get actually $200. And it also says that if you have 10 or more employees, they will 2x it. So you can potentially get $400 for up with, for example, and then when you run your first call, get your $400 with the if you're looking for a payroll provider. In HR resources, this is you get the touchy feely every companies to have a HR, but the bigger you are, the bigger your HR will be. There's on by compiling. So if you are looking to to create an employee handbook, boom, right there. All the HR docs, boom, right there. You get all the topics that you need to review: HR, compliance, see what law is applicable to you in your state. If you have any HR support tickets, complaints from employees, this is the area where you'll be reviewing that. Great stuff. Um, and priority support. The cool thing about Gusto is that, first of all, there's hardly ever any problems. At least in my case, running two businesses through Gusto is amazing. One, having 20 employees, that's not a huge company, but big enough to potentially have issues, right? Issues always happen, but Gusto is pretty remarkable. Over the course of many years, I have not run into any major problems. And if there was a snag or two, their chat system, or you call them, email them, and they are on it. So I give you an example. When they filed for one of our with the state, it for some reason when they sent it, it was delayed, and the filing came later than it was supposed to be on time. So the state has issued a fee for me. It was some negligible amount. It was like, I don't know, $28 or something. But I presented that to Gast. I said, hey, I was just charged this fee. It looks like a filing was late. What happened? They looked into their logs and they said, yeah, we filed it on time, but it appears that it arrived late. And they took responsibility for that, and they basically covered the fee for me. So I thought that was great. I mean, things like that can happen. That's not a big deal. But they took care of it, so that was awesome. So that is pretty much it. Now you can. I'll go back to people tab really quick, and team members, because I want to show you. Hopefully, yeah. Here you see add a team member. This is really cool because this is all you need to do. Let's say you're hiring somebody, an individual. You can go through the candidate process if you have a real process. You know who you just want to hire. Punch their names here. Start date. Select a department if you have. Select a manager, probably you or a manager. You select where they're going to work from, their job title, employee type, whether it's salary, commission based, or per hour. You select all of that, and then you go. I'm not going to be punching any names in here, but you go to the next screen, and then in the next screen, you basically just drop their email, and you do submit, and then onboarding on your part is pretty much done. Then it goes to the employee, and they fill out everything that they need to fill out to get through the onboarding process, and you're pretty much done. You will get notified once they have completed that, and then they are ready to go. So yeah, so this is basically it. That's why I am super stoked about Gusto and their current offering, because to be honest, to get 200 bucks just to just to sign up with a payroll provider if you're already looking for one is a steal. And then as I walk you through all of the features here, you see that you pretty much can't beat that. I'm sure you've looked at other ones, and you can do your pros and cons if you like yourself. But I've been employing people for quite some time, over 10 years now, and working with Gusto has been remarkable. In the description below the video, I will have a link to my website also, where I have a written review of Gusto, so you can go there and take another look, read through, why I support them, why they are good, in my opinion. You can use a link there to sign up, or I'm gonna also leave a link to sign up in the descriptions here if I convince you to use it. I would appreciate if you use the link. That's money for me. That's money for you. So that would be great. This is a great time to do it. A lot of people are thinking about starting a new business at the end of the year, beginning of next year. That's how it usually is. And Gasta offers a great deal right now. So there it is. Thanks, guys. Good luck.